Welcome back to Two Tricks, One Treat, where every tale is a journey into the unknown. Today we embark on quests that span deserts, mountains, and the very fabric of legend itself. In this episode, we present 3 tales of artifacts of immense power and the lengths individuals will go to obtain them. But remember, only one of these tales is rooted in truth, while the other 2 are woven from the threads of imagination. Can you decipher which story holds the genuine artifact of history? Stay with us till the end to unveil the truth. If you're joining us for the first time or have been with us on past adventures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out our other social media links in the description below. Now let's begin. Story 1, The Obsidian Mirror of Montezuma. In the heart of Tenochtitlan, the grand capital of the Aztec Empire, Emperor Montezuma II held a treasure unlike any other, the Obsidian Mirror. This flawless dark glass, believed to be a gift from Quetzalcoatl, the god of wisdom, had a unique power. When one gazed into its depths and posed a question, the answer would immediately form in the mind of the inquirer, clear and unerring. Montezuma's reign was marked by his strategic prowess and unmatched leadership, attributed to the guidance of the mirror. But as word of its power spread, it became a source of intrigue and envy. Many sought to steal it, hoping to harness its power for their own gain. Whispers filled the palace corridors with tales of warriors, priests, and nobles who looked into the mirror only to be driven mad by the truths they saw. One evening, under the cloak of darkness, a conspiracy was set in motion. A group of ambitious nobles, led by the cunning Tlatoani, sought to steal the mirror and use its power to reshape the empire in their vision. But as Tlatoani held the mirror and asked how to seize control of Tenochtitlan, the answer he received was not what he expected. The mirror revealed a series of events that would lead not to his rise, but to his downfall and the ruin of all he held dear. Enter Isabella Cortez, a distant relative of the famed explorer Hernan Cortez. Unlike her conquistador kin, Isabella was an ardent scholar, fluent in Nahuatl and deeply respectful of the Aztec culture. She had come to Tenochtitlan not as a conqueror but as a student, eager to immerse herself in its rich history and traditions. Word of the mirror reached Isabella through hushed conversations with local scribes. Intrigued, she sought out Tlatoani, hoping to learn more. But Tlatoani, seeing an opportunity, demanded a price for the mirror's location: Isabella's hand in marriage. Desperate to access the mirror's wisdom, Isabella reluctantly agreed. But on the eve of their wedding, Isabella consulted the mirror, asking how she might free herself from this unwanted bond. The mirror, in its infinite wisdom, provided a plan. Following its guidance, Isabella staged a series of events that made it appear as though she had been cursed, bringing bad fortune to Tlatoani and his allies. Fearing the wrath of the gods, Tlatoani released Isabella from their engagement. But in a fit of rage and humiliation, he revealed the existence of the mirror to the world. It wasn't long before its legend reached the ears of the Spanish invaders. Eager to present such a treasure to their king, they confiscated the mirror, intending to transport it to Spain. However, fate had other plans. The ship chosen to carry the mirror never reached Spanish shores. Some say it was attacked by pirates, lured by tales of the mirror's power. Others whisper that the ship was swallowed by a fierce storm, the gods reclaiming the mirror, deeming it too powerful for the hands of mortals. To this day, the final resting place of the Obsidian Mirror remains a mystery, but in the bustling streets of modern-day Mexico City, the tales of Montezuma, Isabella Cortez, and the ill-fated ship remain alive, echoing the allure of power, wisdom, and the unknown. Story 2, The Scepter of Cleopatra. In the Golden Age of Egypt, when the Nile's waters whispered tales of gods and pharaohs, there existed an artifact of unparalleled power, the Scepter of Cleopatra. Crafted from pure gold adorned with lapis lazuli and emeralds, this scepter was not just a symbol of royalty but a tool of immense influence. Legend has it that the scepter was a gift from the goddess Isis herself, bestowed upon Cleopatra to aid her rule. The scepter's power was said to be so immense that with a mere wave, Cleopatra could bend the will of anyone she desired, making them utterly devoted to her. With the scepter by her side, Cleopatra's influence grew, not just in Egypt but across the known world. However, with great power came great envy. Word of the scepter's abilities spread, and soon many sought to possess it, believing it to be the key to ruling the world. Cleopatra, wise and cunning, knew that the scepter's power was both a blessing and a curse. She used it sparingly, fearful of its potential to corrupt. Rome grew wary of Egypt's increasing power due to Cleopatra's entanglement with Mark Antony, a Roman military and political leader. It was during the tragic siege of Alexandria that the scepter's fate took a dramatic turn. Knowing that the end was near and that the scepter could not fall into Roman hands, Cleopatra entrusted her most loyal servant, Anippe, with a mission. She was to take the scepter and hide it in a place where no mortal could find it, ensuring its power would be lost to time. Anippe journeyed deep into the heart of the Sahara, guided only by the stars and an ancient prophecy. After weeks of travel, she reached the Temple of Horus, a place said to be where the realms of gods and men intertwined. Within its sacred chambers, Anippe concealed the scepter, invoking the gods to protect it. In the years following Cleopatra's demise, the Roman Empire in its vast expanse was rife with tales of the scepter's power. Many believed that possessing it could tip the balance of power in the ever-political landscape of Rome. Senators whispered about it in the marbled halls, and generals dreamt of wielding it in battle. One tale spoke of a Roman centurion named Gaius, who, obsessed with the legend, deserted his post and embarked on a quest to find the scepter. He believed that with it, he could overthrow the emperor and claim Rome for himself. Gaius's journey took him to the edges of the known world, from the bustling markets of Alexandria to the windswept dunes of the Sahara. In his travels, Gaius encountered many challenges. He faced treacherous merchants, cunning thieves, and deadly desert creatures. But the most formidable challenge was the riddles and trials set by the guardians of the Temple of Horus. These trials tested not just his strength and wit, but his very soul. After years of searching, just as hope seemed lost, Gaius stood before the temple's inner sanctum. But instead of the scepter, he found a reflection pool. In its waters, he saw not the glory and power he sought, but the faces of those he had wronged and the life he had left behind in his blind ambition. Realizing the true curse of the scepter was the insatiable lust for power it inspired, Gaius abandoned his quest. He returned to Rome not as a conqueror but as a humble man who had learned the price of unchecked ambition. The tale of Gaius served as a cautionary tale, a reminder that the true power of the Scepter of Cleopatra was not in controlling others, but in revealing the heart's true desires. And as the centuries rolled on, while empires rose and fell, the allure of the scepter continued to captivate the hearts of many, a symbol of power, legacy, and the eternal dance between ambition and humility. Story 3: The Quest for the Sacred Vessel. In a time long past, in a land of shifting sands and towering mountains, there was a revered leader. During a momentous dinner, under a canopy of twinkling stars, he poured wine into a unique chalice, its surface gleaming with an otherworldly glow. This wasn't just any chalice. It was believed to be imbued with unparalleled powers, a gift from the heavens themselves. After the leader's tragic and untimely departure from the world, the chalice vanished, leaving behind only whispers of its existence. Some said it was taken to the heavens, while others believed it was hidden by those loyal to the leader to protect it from falling into the wrong hands. As the sands of time flowed, tales of this legendary chalice spread like wildfire. It was said that the one who possessed it would be granted abilities beyond imagination, wisdom, strength, and perhaps even control over life and death. The allure of the chalice was not just its power, but the promise of a connection to the divine leader himself. Knights from distant lands, draped in armor that gleamed under the sun, set forth on perilous quests to find this artifact. Kings sent entire legions, their banners fluttering in the wind, driven by dreams of the power the chalice promised. Adventurers, with fire in their eyes and hope in their hearts, braved treacherous terrains, from scorching deserts to icy tundras, following fragmented maps and cryptic clues. One tale spoke of the chalice being guarded by a fierce dragon, its scales harder than diamonds and its breath hotter than molten lava. Another spoke of it resting at the heart of a labyrinth, its walls constantly shifting, trapping those who dared to enter. Yet, amidst these tales of adventure, there were also stories of introspection. Many seekers during their quests discovered that the journey for the chalice was not just about the physical artifact. It was a path of self-discovery, of understanding one's own strengths and weaknesses, of faith and resilience. Some realized that the true power of the chalice was not in wielding it, but in the lessons learned and the bonds forged during the quest. There were tales of knights who, after years of searching, chose to abandon their quest, having found a greater treasure in the friendships they made. There were stories of adversaries who, after clashing swords in their pursuit of the chalice, chose to join forces, realizing that unity was a power greater than any artifact. As decades turned into centuries, the chalice's legend grew, but its true location remained a mystery. Some said it was a myth, a figment of collective imagination. Others believed it was still out there, waiting for a worthy soul to discover it. In hushed tones, elders spoke of a prophecy that one day, a seeker with a pure heart and unwavering faith would find the chalice, not for power or glory, but to reconnect the world with the teachings of the revered leader. And so, the quest for the chalice continues, a beacon of hope, adventure, and mystery, drawing brave souls into its enigmatic embrace, promising not just power, but enlightenment. Thank you for journeying with us through these tales of ambition, discovery, and the eternal allure of legendary artifacts. Now, for the moment of truth. Was it the tale of the revered leader's chalice, the obsidian mirror of Montezuma, or the scepter of Cleopatra that held the grains of truth? The genuine artifact of history is the story of the quest for the sacred vessel, better known to many as the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, a term that has become synonymous with an unattainable or elusive object, has its roots deeply embedded in Christian lore. This sacred vessel is believed to be the very chalice that Jesus Christ used during the Last Supper. Surrounded by his apostles, he used the Grail in a symbolic act, marking the new covenant with his blood, a promise of salvation for all of humanity. The Grail thereafter became a symbol of divine grace and was said to possess miraculous powers. Over the centuries, the Grail has been the subject of numerous tales, poems, and quests. It has been sought by knights, kings, and adventurers, each drawn to its promise of eternal life and divine favor. Its legend has been interwoven with tales of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, with many a brave knight setting forth on perilous journeys, facing insurmountable challenges in their quest to find this sacred relic. Yet, despite its fame and the countless tales surrounding it, the true location and nature of the Holy Grail remain one of history's greatest mysteries. Some believe it to be a literal chalice, while others see it as a symbol of spiritual enlightenment. Regardless of its true nature, the Grail continues to captivate the imagination, embodying humanity's eternal quest for the divine and the unknown. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the unknown. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit that like button and share it with fellow mystery seekers. And remember, in every trio of tales at 2 tricks, 1 treat, 2 will deceive, but 1 always speaks the truth. Until next time, keep questioning, keep wondering, and always stay curious.